right line to keep our promises. To what have we promised ourselves? To this moment in time and space. Truly interconnected, this planet. We promise ourselves to the idea that we are each and all human beings. We promise that there is something moving between us that we cannot tame and cannot measure. The chalice is a reminder that what flame we keep inside us cannot light the way. The light must spill to shine. The thing is, you must be yourself, unadulterated, shedding the willingness to journey alone, as though you're made of something hard and unforgivable. You are human. You belong right here, right now. And together, we will chase away the sickness, secrets, and leave only the open possibility that the future is place of growth. Now please rise and body your spirit as we sing our opening hymn, Rise Up, O Flame, number 362.
So our singing group, the Songbirds, is going to help lead this morning. We're going to sing it unison about 3 times. It's very short. And then we're going to divide into 2 sections, and we'll do it as a round.
Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing, show to us beauty, vision, and joy. Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing, show to us beauty, vision, and joy. Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing, show to us beauty, vision, and joy.
So let's divide the room in half. So maybe you two want to maybe just move over just a little bit for now. So you can do it this side. Just want to divide it evenly, and let's see. Okay, maybe that's all right. So you all are with this group, okay? And this group's going to start.
Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing, by thy light's beauty, show to us beauty, vision, and joy. Rise up, O flame, by thy light's glowing, show to us beauty, vision, and joy. Rise up, O flame, by thy light's glowing, show to us beauty, vision, and joy.
Thank you, Songbirds. Ours is a welcoming community where we find connection, a sharing community where our joys are celebrated, and a caring community where our sorrows are lessened. Each Sunday, we take some time to reflect on the special happenings that have occurred this week among our members and friends. Some choose to share alone, while others choose to remain silent, and we make room for both here. For those who would like to share aloud, please take a moment before we begin to center yourself, collect your thoughts so that what you share this morning is personal, heartfelt, and brief. So now please come forward, tell us your name, and share what is in your heart. And when you're finished, you may release a stone into the vase on the altar. And for those folks who are joining us online, if you would like to share joys and concerns with us, please put that in the chat. And let us know if you'd like us to read it aloud, and we will do so, and also drop a stone for you. your hearts. I invite you to come to the altar and release a stone into the vase while Viva plays I Know This Rose Will Open. And after she plays it through one time, you're all invited to join in singing this meditation song, and the words are printed in your order of service. We hold all these things within the heart of this community, both spoken and unspoken. And by remaining silent for a moment, let us consider what has been shared and how we might respond. Let us close together with Amen, blessed be. Amen, blessed be. Now let's sing our beloved children to class with the Children's Blessing, located on the inside back cover of your great hymnal.
So first I'm going to read this short piece from Thich Nhat Hanh. Silence, the power of quiet in a world full of noise. It is good to spend some time physically alone each day. You might think that you can be joyful only when you are with other people, talking and laughing and playing around. But joy and happiness can be very great in solitude as well. So deep that you are more able to share. If you have deep joy and happiness developed in solitude, then you have a lot to give. Without the capacity for being alone, you become more and more depleted. And when you don't have enough nourishment for yourself, you don't have much to offer others. That's why learning to live in solitude is important. It fits really well with what I hope to bring to you today. So, as the topic, I guess, of the month is transformation. And springtime is just a really great time of year to explore that. Everything is changing. Everywhere around us, plants and animals are waking up. Trees and shrubs are leafing out. Azaleas and crabapples are beginning their beautiful show. And the wisterias are starting to get in on it too. Heavenly scents from plants that I can't name are filling the air. Birds are singing, making nests, and looking for mates. At least where I live, the lizards and snakes are out and about too. Wherever we look, we can see change and growth. As an avid gardener, this time of year makes me think of planting and of seeds, and especially of the little humble tomato seed, which I think is quite beautiful. They weigh so little that if you had one in your hand, you might not notice it. But if they're given the right conditions, within a few short months, the little small package will transform into a beautiful plant, hopefully overflowing with delicious, colorful abundance. However, if that same small seed isn't given the right conditions, it may fail to germinate. And if it grows at all, it may be eaten by insects or just kind of fade away due to lack of water and nutrition. In some ways, we are quite similar to seed. At birth, we are full of promise. And if we are fortunate enough to receive favorable conditions, we can thrive. But if we're neglected, or the conditions we're in are difficult, it will affect us, and often quite deeply. However, human beings, like most life on earth, were really adaptable. Beings that can't transform, as conditions change, they don't last very long. But those that can keep up with the pressures of a changing world, they're the ones that will be around for a long time into the future. And the ability to change is one of the main reasons that human beings have been so prosperous. As newborns, we rely almost entirely on our parents for all of our needs. Throughout our life, as we continue growing, transforming and changing from baby to toddler, then to child, eventually becoming adults. By this point, hopefully we've transformed enough to be able to care for ourselves. Just like plants, we need a lot of care in the beginning. But as we grow, we're able to be more self-reliant. This is the kind of change that happens just by being born. We all experience growth and aging, but we have no hand in making it happen. These transformations happen automatically. At a certain age, we become old enough to make decisions for ourselves. If we find conditions unsatisfactory, we can have the ability to make changes. We can seek out better opportunities, new places, new people. As human beings, we usually have options even if we can't see them. They're out there for us. And this is one way that we differ greatly from members of the plant kingdom, who are in a fixed place most of the time. We can change. We can decide, and we can go out and do different things. If you're kind of stuck in one place like an oak tree, you can't really go very far. So these are the kind of changes that we choose to make, intentional. They can be changes to our appearance, like cutting or coloring our hair. I don't know about mine, but getting in better physical shape or changing the style of our clothing. One trip to the salon or to the mall, and we can really look different on the outside and really make a big difference. We can also transform our well-being by eating a healthier diet, or spending more time outside and less on our devices. We can find a new hobby, or make it a point to take a daily walk. So these things are intentional changes that are for our well-being. It's another option we have out there. Another type of transformation or change is how we can transform others, people, places, and we can have a major effect on them. We can transform a landscape by planting a tree. We can completely change the feel of a room by redecorating or painting the walls. By cleaning up litter or trimming the bushes, we can change a neighborhood. Think how much of an effect you can have on someone just by smiling. So we all have the ability to transform situations and affect other people by our intentional actions. And in just the same way that we can change people and places, we can also be transformed by outside forces. The source of change can be an event or an experience. Think about how reading a really great book or seeing a powerful film can change you, and how that view can stay with you for years to come. People can also have a big influence on us. And I'm sure we can all think of someone that has really made a lasting change in our lives by the time we spent with them. However we think about transformation, like what I read, I believe the most important thing we can change is inside of us. Our relationship with ourselves and with the divine, with the things that are beyond words, that's where I think the most change can happen. If we're willing to look under the hood and tinker with whatever needs attention, we become more okay inside. And our inner work reflects this okayness outwards towards others. Some have white light moments that quickly and completely shift their perspective, awakening them from their slumber. However, this is not the average experience of spiritual transformation. Most of us have to get up and get out of bed ourselves. It falls to us to take the lead in making changes that open our hearts and our minds. No one can do this for us, but others can be a guide or support us in these changes. The psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor Viktor Frankl said, "When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves." And changing ourselves through spiritual transformation is what I really want to talk about today. When we are spiritually fit, we can meet all situations more skillfully. Our foundation is more resilient and sturdy. And then regardless of the situation, we're able to respond rather than react. And our responses can come from a place of balance and clarity, with kindness being our North Star. This is what it looks like to be spiritually fit. If you're here today, then most likely spirituality in some form is important to you. Our spiritual formation begins with our earliest moments with the children. And it's guided by the people around us and the experiences we have. However, at a certain point in our lives, we go from being formed to transforming spiritually. It might be a single moment, or it could stretch out over a period of time. This is when we take agency spiritually. When teachings and ideas, beliefs and practices are no longer something that we just do, but when we transform, they become a choice. And this can be quite a shift. Even if we continue on the same exact path, in the same congregation, with the same books, ideas, and beliefs, at that moment, everything can look and feel new and exciting. Our relationship has shifted. The outside has not changed, but we have changed inside. My own spiritual transformation began at a very young age and took many winding roads and U-turns and definitely a bunch of unmarked paths, leaving me deep in the desert. But eventually I found a way that not only made sense, but that was also both challenging and fulfilling. Because many get lost in the wilderness and never find their way out, I feel really grateful and fortunate to be on a path at all. This path to transformation for me began with and continues with stillness. And that practice is through silent meditation for me. The practice that I do is a combination of stillness, solitude, and silence. I like to call them the 3 S's. Stillness, solitude, and silence allow me to pay attention to my own voice and my own body. And the practice leaves space for that still small voice to be heard. If I don't make an effort to listen, the noise of the world and the busyness of life just drown that out. So, for me, I really need that daily time to get quiet, pay attention, and just see what arises. I can't really set what's going to happen. I just have to be there for it. The author Hermann Hesse said, "Within you there is a stillness and a sanctuary to which you can retreat at any time and be yourself." And to that I say, so what are we waiting for? The place that Hesse talks about, it's right here. It's there for all of us. You don't have to go anywhere. Dogen says it too. When we gift ourselves with the time and space to be still, to be quiet, we can open ourselves up to grace, to a personal sanctum. This place can be an opening for inner growth, spiritual evolution, and self-awareness. But that is if we allow ourselves to surrender to it. And if we do, there can be a softening in this quiet place, which allows us to let go of fixed views. When we are stuck on a particular idea, we are immovable. We cannot bend or budge. And in this place, we can cause or be harmed. But by giving ourselves time to be still, no matter what that practice looks like, we can transform from rigidity to flexibility, becoming more understanding, kinder, and less judgmental. This benefits both ourselves and others. Stillness and solitude also offer us a way to become more grounded and centered. No matter how well we think we know ourselves, there is always more to learn. But only if we quiet down enough to listen. This is the transformation of uncovering who you really are. Another benefit of paying attention to ourselves in solitude is getting to see what areas are actually difficult and stressful. If we devote some regular attention to our painful spots, eventually care will blossom. By simply not turning away, but bearing witness to the hard parts, we can transform the aversion to pain into compassion for our own suffering. Repeated practice learning to care about our own difficulties can lead to the same open-heartedness towards the suffering of others. This is how caring for ourselves transforms into compassion for others. And stillness can be more than just sitting still without moving. While it can be practiced that way and cultivated in meditation, there are many other ways to experience it. Tai Chi, yoga, Qigong, silent prayer. There are many other contemplative practices that can bring us to this state. Getting to know stillness and silence do not require us even to be alone, even though solitude has a part to play in that. Just imagine two people walking together in a forest. The pines towering overhead, footfalls on the leaves and needles. A woodpecker keeping time to their steps. Neither says a word, and both are experiencing solitude, stillness, and silence as they walk along together. There are many ways. Maybe sitting by a lake or taking a daily walk. A nightly taking in of the stars. Or journaling, just what shows up. Spending some time with watercolors. The point is not how we give ourselves space, but the fact that we give ourselves space at all. The world is a busy place. There's always something else to do. There's always something else to watch on Netflix. But what we really need, we can't find on an app. I believe we all know the place of stillness and solitude that is most natural to us. If we are to transform by getting to know ourselves better, then it is up to us to spend some regular time there. Our souls deeply need it. I believe that stillness is so thoroughly nourishing that if we don't get enough of it, that we'll go hungry, or at least our growth will be stifled. Our transformation in the spiritual realm doesn't end. There's not a finish line. Instead, we continue to change and evolve from the beginning to our end. I really got to know this well during the Buddhist chaplaincy training that Linda and I just completed. We were tasked with creating a personal spiritual lineage. In doing this project, I was transported back to my childhood and to Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. Some of you might know him.
Woo!
And in that, and thinking about him, what was most present was the kindness that I learned from that man and from the television show. All these years later, I'm continuing to grow and expand along the path that I learned, on that TV show. But I also realized that in creating this lineage, that there were so many stepping stones, small and large, from that point till today. My spiritual life continues to develop because I invest regular energy in it. As you're all today, in this community. The spiritual teacher Ram Dass said, "I can do nothing for you but work on myself. And you can do nothing for me but work on yourself." So I ask, what opportunity to invest in your spiritual transformation will you make? What grace will you offer yourself to expand and grow, to find out who you really are? And how can spending time in stillness be a benefit to all beings? I'd like to close with a quote from Ehi Dogen, the founder of the Soto Zen tradition. Life and death are of supreme importance. Time swiftly passes by and opportunity is lost. Each of us should strive to awaken, take heed, Do not squander your life. Thank you.
Yeah, that Dogen quote is a very powerful one. Do not squander your life. So at this time, each Sunday, we take up a monetary offering, which supports our social justice work here in the Orange County community. And this month, our plate offering goes to Justice United, who does a lot of good work here. Please donate by placing cash or checks in the offering basket, and if by check, please write plate in the memo line, or you can go to the web and click on the donate button or on the QR code on your order of service. And thank you for your generosity.
Sweet radiant mystery, set us free from that which binds, beckoning the soul. Sweet radiant mystery, open our eyes to see we are that which hides the soul. Oh, sweet, 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 mystery, set us free from that which binds, beckoning us in the soul.
Thank you, Songbirds. Please join me in our prayer of collective gratitude found in your order of service. For the love that surrounds us every morning, the friends beside us, and for the generous gifts just received, let us be truly grateful. And please rise and body your spirit, singing our closing hymn, Winds Be Still, on number 83. So for our closing words, this is based on a blessing by Gary Kalowski. Go in peace and speak in truth. Go in peace. Speak the truth. Give thanks each day. Respect the earth and her creatures, for they are alive like you. Care for your body. It's a wondrous gift. Live simply. Be of service. Be guided by your faith, your practice, and not your fear. Go lightly on your path. Walk in a manner that is sacred. May all beings be in comfort and peace. Now please join me as we extinguish our sacred UU chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Go in peace, my friends, and blessed be. Blessed be.
I